Hey, I'm Tom Winkler. I'm the creator of Doodieman and Whack Your Boss and other great games. And I thought I'd show you today how I've made some of these recent YouTube shorts and some of the decisions I've made while I've been drawing them, and then how I choose to play them back with the Procreate video playback. So the way that is done is here, this wrench, tap on that, and then video here, and then time-lapse replay or export. I'm just gonna click this one for you now. So I make some decisions while I'm drawing, and you see all the decisions in real time while the playback is happening. So I'll show you what I mean with his clapping. Now for a moment, when I'm drawing Doodieman clapping, the first way that I draw him, I put the hands like this. Just like this. And I instantly decide not to do that because it looks like he's praying. Now I could make little lines to make it seem like his hands are clapping, but the way to offset that is I just erase it, I do it again, and I put one hand up higher than the other. And it gives much more of a feeling of clapping, hopefully. That's the reason I changed it. You see it in the YouTube short video. And when coupled with the bounce that you see here, that helps it really sell as a clap. In my YouTube short of Wednesday dancing, I also made a quick choice, which I regretted, and I corrected it later. I don't know if you could see it happen there. So I went with this choice here. She's got her arm looping up around the back, which I think is the star. I think it's the reason why, it's the best reason to draw her in the dance, is the way she does that line of her arm arching up around her head. However, in the video, she does it this direction instead, where her arm is over her ear. Right there. That's what I didn't capture in my first drawing of her dancing. Instead, I drew her head straight going up, and for a split second there, I did experiment with putting the hand and the arm over her head and over her. I would have erased that part of her hair, ear, and earring, and so it would have appeared in front of her. But did I go that direction? No. Instead, I went with these claws going forward, and I took one look at that. I then said, oh wait, I do want to have this look of the arm over the head. I did it, but I did it on the other side of her body, and it just bugged me for a few days that I didn't capture the look of the screenshot I just showed you of her arm and her head twisted over and her arms swooping over. So a couple of days later, I was sure to start this time with a nice gesture underneath on a separate layer on Procreate. And the first thing I did was be sure to have that arm going up and over and have the head twisted over rather than the head going straight up. And then from there, I felt the rest of it was a cakewalk. I could just continue with her however I wanted, just as long as there was this nice gesture line, and just as long as everything was swooping over up and to the left the way she was in the photo that I showed you. So then it was just a question of what to do with the background. I threw in some lines underneath her feet here just to give it a little more of like a ballroom kind of a look. I felt that really helped it, almost like a bowling alley. Just enough there. Again, we've got that bounce I was mentioning when she flips around. Bounce. I'll show you how I do that in Procreate, and then I export it as the progress drawing, the progress video of the drawing. But all of that bouncing is done in Procreate. So I pretty much drew her, this girl here, straight out of the gate. The arms, I liked the positions they were in. This wasn't a Wednesday dance video. Everything I liked about the way that I drew her. And here I just want to show you, I do the bounce here as well when she turns from left to right. See that bounce there? So here's how I make that effect of the bounce in Procreate here under the wrench, and then video, and then time-lapse replay. This is how I do it. I'm going to draw Doodieman here for you. We're going to do this whole effect today here with Doodieman. And I'm going to put one of his hands up here like this, like a fist, let's say. Right? And then put his other fist down here on his hip. Sort of like he's flying, but we'll decide that later. We'll give him a little bit. We'll just cut him off here because we'll say he's in a, later on we'll say that he's in a manhole or something like that. This will be really quick what I'm doing here. I'm just trying to get him done here so we can move him around. There we go. I fixed it. We'll put the red D on his chest. Now we've got Doodieman. So we're going to have him flip to the right with the bounce that I told you about. In animation, there's something called anticipation. If somebody's going to move to the right, what we do is we have them slightly move to the left first and then bounce to the right, so that that anticipates the movement. So we go little left first and then to the right. So the way we do that is, well, let's just do this for now. We'll show you the time lapse. There's the creation of him so far. Well, watch this. If you take the color red, and I'm gonna think of each line that I drew as a frame in a movie, as a frame in an animation. So frame 1 would be this shape, frame 2 would be the eye, frame 3 would be the other eye. Turning red is frame 4. The red D is frame 5. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna make 10 more frames by drawing 10 lines in his body. Trust me, those 10 frames are there. If we add another 10, let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We just added 10 frames, which is gonna add a pause. So he's gonna turn red and wait for just a split second. And then we're gonna do this anticipation move here. We go on the select tool, we go to warp. Now with the warp tool, we're gonna jog him to the left just a little bit. And even with the freeform, just a little bit to the left. Now we tap the brush once, that locks in that frame that he went to the left. And now we're going to do an undo of that. Now he's starting his move to the right. We anticipate the move to the right with that little jog there. Now we'll do the flip horizontal down here. Can you see that? There we have it. The flip horizontal down here. Now he's flipped, but we'll tap the brush once to lock in that position. And then we'll do the warp again. We're going to warp this direction here a little bit and even do a little bit of the free form here too. He's bounced to the right a little bit. Tap the pen, that locks in that frame. Now we undo that one bounce frame, just one undo. That's his original drawing, that's his original style. The D is incorrect, but we'll deal with that later. Actually, we won't deal with that at all. So we've got the one bounce as he landed to the right, there was a bounce, and now he's here. And what do we do again? Correct. We'll add more red frames here by just doing this. He's landed. We'll add 5 more frames. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You'll see how this works when we replay it. Actually, I'll replay it now just so you can see how it starts, and then we'll add the frames as he bounces back to the other side. So here's the time-lapse replay. He stays red. Look at that. He bounced a little to the left. Your eye barely perceives it. All your eye perceives is that something fun just happened. A bounce happened, but we don't really know why or how. He's just playful. That bounce gives him life. To animate means to give life. Perfect. Now, we're just going to redo it the other direction. We're going to go back. So we added our 10 frames at the end, right? So he stays red for a while at the end. We'll just add a few more just for the hell of it. Okay, he's going to stay there for a moment. Now, before he moves left, what are we going to do? We're going to anticipate the movement by having him go to the right first. So I'm going to do the select tool. We can do the freeform again, just a little bit that way, and the warp. Lock it in. You got to lock it in by hitting that pencil tool. Now we've got our next one frame anticipation to the right. And I didn't use the word overshoot yet, but I'll use it in a second. Here we go. We're going to undo that once. So now he's back to his normal stationary sitting pose. Now we'll do the flip, because this is where he does the flip horizontal down here. And again, lock it in by hitting the brush tool. Then the select tool. We're going to give that one frame. This is called overshoot. So you anticipate that direction. Let me do it this. You anticipate this direction. Then you move to your left with an overshoot and then coming back. So we're going to overshoot that's what we did on the last one, but I forgot to say it. Sorry. So here's a little bit of the left-hand movement of the overshoot. Got it? Hit the pencil once, undo once. Now he's landed, he's solid again. Now we're going to do some more red in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And just to show you that there's a little bit of a, what do you call it? A delay. These lines we're adding will create time in the playback. to show you that that's true, now I'm just going to go ahead and playfully add something into his hand here. I don't know what. Well, we'll add some fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? We've got the fist now. And what else could we add? We could add teeth. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Added some teeth just for the fun of it. Now again, watch this. We could still do the red to add some time. So the fingers appear, the teeth appear, and then we add some more red in here. No one will ever know. This is our secret, brah. And then we could add something else happening too. We could add the hole that I talked about. We can add another layer below and put that hole in that we talked about, that round black hole down here underneath him. So it'll be nice the way he's stuck in this hole. We won't really see that edge shift around. We'll just see him shift around. But we can add some of this. We can do this now underneath. We can add some black in the hole, right? And now, I'll add 10 more frames now in the black hole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? And now, we'll do it one more time. How about that? You know how to do it, right? So what do we do next? Next, we do the select tool. Go to warp. We're going to anticipate the movement to the left just a little bit by using the freeform and the warp. It's only one frame we're going to anticipate to the left with. We want to lock it in with a pencil first, and now we do the undo. We undo that. Now he's headed to the right, so now we'll go ahead and do that flip horizontal. He's in the hole, kind of. The hole's going to be there. What are we going to do now? Want to make sure on this layer we're going to add some more red in his chest to make some more time. He wants to stay to the right for a little while before he bounces back to the left. Now this time there's going to be 2 bounces, right? The first one is left-right with no hole. The second one's going to be left-right with the black hole. Add some more lines in his chest there to make more time. And now we will do the anticipation to the right and then over to the left. So here's the anticipation. Anticipation is just a little bit of a movement in the opposite direction. So we go to warp, we can go like that. We can even play with it. We can even do this. We can even do this. Again, it's just going to be there for that long. Tap the pencil to lock it in. Undo that. Now we do the select. We flip it back, flip horizontal. Select the pencil. Now the brush. And now red, 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 red. Some more time at the end. And just to show you that there is time happening, we'll go ahead and we'll draw a background showing up magically here. At the very end, there'll be a little bit of a background here. So I'm going to do that different too. I'm going to do that with like lines that are, if I do one line, it'll just appear like that. But what I'm going to do is a bunch of little lines here, right? They're going to look like crap because they're going to be all broken up, but that's showbiz. These are all going to appear one at a time. Now, if we'd made these green, it might be an interesting part of the story that these appear green and he's got the, he's got the, we can actually add this too here. We'll go the other direction. Now this will be fun too. We'll go one, right? And it's gonna time lapse each direction. And now we can add some green down there. Oh, if we want to have the line wait, what do? Add some more black lines in here. You don't want to do them all over the place like this because it's going to be weird and people will say, what's going on over there? Now that's going to play back. That's going to be a mistake, but I wanted to show you. You don't want to do that. You just want to make some little tiny dots in here to add some time. Now we'll add some green at the bottom. Horrible color green. We could do the blue sky just for the, let's wait till do the blue sky. Let's do some more green in here. This will add some time before the sky shows up. We could add another bounce if we wanted to. We could add another turning right, turning left if we wanted to. And then we could put in some very simple blue sky here. We forgot to do his eyes and his teeth. I'm not going to bother. And now the big playback. You ready? Here goes. See, every time he is still, it's because we drew red in his body a bunch of times. He shouldn't sit still like that. Everything should just move along line after line after line very quickly, but we added time by adding secret lines. Here, right here, and here again. Here again, bunch of red lines. We did a bunch of black lines in the hole. We did a bunch of these lines over here that added some time before the green popped in. I'll show you one more time. Well, thanks for watching. Maybe you can click subscribe if you liked what you saw. Leave a comment. Let me know if you want to have a Doodieman series. I'm getting a lot of comments. People want the Doodieman series big time. It's going to take a lot of work. I'm going to need your help. So let's keep talking about it. But I'd love to hear your comments. Give me the thumbs up and ring the bell and subscribe and yada, yada. Thanks for being a fan all these years. It means a lot to me. Again, see that? We drew those red lines in there. Red lines. Red lines. See you soon. Check out the shorts that I've done on YouTube Shorts.